escape from the team called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to an All Hallows Eve edition of the Morning Steam for Thursday, October 31st, the official end of the baseball season. Last night with the Dodgers winning the World Series over the New York Yankees. Or did the Yankees hand it to the Dodgers on a big blue platter? With the crucial errors there, if you will, in the fifth inning, blowing that lead, and the Dodgers go on to win their 8th World Series last night. Felt like it was never comfortable enough for the Yankees, even with that lead, as the Dodgers came back to win. They trailed 5-0, but scored 5 all unearned runs in the fifth inning. Freddie Freeman, look, I said it. Man looks straight out of Central Casting in that beautiful Dodger uniform. And Freddie Freeman, the World Series MVP, well-deserved culmination for him. We know he's had, great success before, but never it seems like this. So Freeman looking every bit the part on the post game as well. And the Dodgers win this one. Teams trailing by 5 or more runs in the World Series were 6 and 227 all time. Well, make it 7 and 227 as the Dodgers come back to win. And we're just 113 days away from the first exhibition game of next season. So good on the Dodgers to win the World Series against the Yankees last night. Oh, there I am. I'm trying to send the link out. I'm a little behind on that. Let me turn myself down here. Oh, I don't look that great here on my phone. So thanks, everybody, for joining me here on the Morning Steam. Bear with me as I kind of catch up on some business here. I don't know why I couldn't send these links out a little bit, so you just have to hang tight while I get rolling here on the show. How'd you guys do in the World Series? Yeah, we said we had the Dodgers to win it all, but only out of spite, probably for me. They were much the best here, and felt like I got every bit the value at $1.35 there, obviously, with the Dodgers going on to win the World Series last night. I want to thank everyone for joining me. Hello to the All-Stars in the chat, my chat All-Stars. Hello, Stars. Thank you for coming by today. We're going to preview Thursday Night Football with the Houston Texans taking on the New York Jets tonight at the Meadowlands. And we'll also have a college football game to talk about and nice cards tonight in the NBA 4 games. We've got NHL 7 games and whatever you want to talk about here today. So give me just another second here. Just want to get everybody on board. Send the link out to my friends and family, even though they never say hi in the chat like you guys. So hi, fam, on Facebook and the Gram. If you're watching, reach out and say hi to me and tell me what you're up to. But it's mostly my other friends here, my real friends in the chat. here, gang. Oh boy. Now, hey, I've got my computer replaced here. Now I think I need a new phone. This thing's running so slow. I don't want to say the brand certainly, but you probably know what it is. You've seen it up there on the screen before. There I am. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Let's say hello to a couple friends here. Whoever showing up here, Dougie was first, talking Dodger baseball. Uh, for me, the Dodgers, yeah, they're my most hated franchise, but I do love and appreciate them to a certain extent. Growing up, watching Dodger games, one of my favorite things to do was, I don't know, it's kind of I'd come home from Sunday school with some juice and some Winchell's donuts and sit down and watch spring training Dodger games. I love that in Vero Beach. Remember when you'd run out there in the outfield? They didn't even have a fence. They had that big white line painted out there or chalked out there, and uh, Vin Scully and watching Dodger games. That's what we got down in San Diego, and the Padres weren't on as much. So certainly watched plenty of Dodger games throughout the years. They win here, the World Series for the 8th time. All right. Hey everyone, here's my right hand man. He's my Ed McMahon. He's Thomas Lewis, and he keeps track of our consensus winners here in the chat. So please like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money Network. Hit the thumbs up, and make sure you follow us here at Sports Money. We're getting ready for a big weekend. Check out all of our programming here on Sports Money, including our MMA coverage with First Strike as the guys present their best bets for this weekend's UFC card in Edmonton, Alberta on Saturday. And we'll be having live coverage starting at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific from Edmonton. Well, with our main event this week, pretty good one here with Albazi in this one. I mean, he's not the feature, of course. It's my man Brandon Moreno here, the Mexican legend, the Tijuana legend, my guy. But he's lost 2 straight, and he's favored against Albazi with just 1 loss. So a good main event here this weekend from Edmonton, and a good co-main event as well with Namajunas and Blanchfield. And Blanchfield favored in that one. So make sure you check out our MMA coverage, and make sure you check out MMA coverage with me as well here on YouTube as I previewed the card with my guy VB. We look at 3 fights this weekend with Uncle Weezy. It was great to hook up with Uncle Weezy. So you got between First Strike and the coverage that my little team also provides. You should have great winners here this weekend for UFC, and join us for our live coverage this weekend. Also, big news here this weekend for me and for Keith. Each Every Stride are going to be here for 2 consecutive days starting on Friday. So please join us for coverage of the Breeders' Cup World Championships from my home track at Del Mar. Keith and I will be with you for 2 consecutive days for the entire Breeders' Cup card coverage. We're going to just cover the Breeders' Cup championship races here this weekend, and we'd invite you to join us. It's going to be a fun time. I think I've got one hot analyst with Keith Each Every Stride. You know him from our coverage of the UFC and other events here on Sports Money. And it's not going to be the last time you're seeing Keith here. He's a main staple now of our coverage here on the channel. But we're going to have a great time from my home track. We'll be right here. I'll be in Las Vegas, but my home track of Del Mar. They're going to host the Breeders' Cup 2 consecutive years, and this is the 3rd time they've hosted the Breeders' Cup. So I attended the first Breeders' Cup at Hollywood Park, but I've never been to the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar. Well, maybe next year I'll be covering it with Keith this Thursday as we're kind of planning on covering a lot of major horse racing events for as long as we are hooking up here. So please join us for that on Friday and on Saturday as well. All right. Joseph Alvarado here. Good morning. Our Thompson's here as well, and Ray as well. Johnny Walker talking about those Dodgers. And who else is here today? Robert McCormick, hello and thank you. Looks is here. Fernando is here today. And we know we got action here today from Syria as our featured international coverage here. It feels like today, main uh, soccer action. All right. Also, M Looks is here. Dodgers are the champs. Here's Gorky, also with a little action here for us today, including our NFL game. All right. What else we got? Terrell here today. What an inning that was. I guess we can cover it a little bit there with Terrell talking about it, but the miscues in that fifth inning. Dodgers obviously had some huge moments as well, including Walker Buehler coming on to close it out there in the ninth inning. Fitting after his poor performance, a little bit. I say poor performance, but nonetheless, he was outstanding, really, considering his plight this season. I meant poor performance over the season, but really it just felt like he was, doing the best he could, keeping his arm, strengthening himself or whatever. But man, he was great at the end of the year. So hello to Justin as well today. And Gorky saying, let's see, he says he may lose on the Jets, but they are the spot play with all those Texans injuries here. I don't know if the Jets can overcome anything, man. All right. Sancho had a big day with us yesterday. Want to say hello to Philly Eagle Flyer and Ron Young. Nice to have Ron Young. Thank you for stopping in, Ron, and saying hi. Let's have a great day. Thank you. Curtis Mann is in the chat, and he says, I got another champion here from LA. Let's go. Sancho likes the Jets today in that game. Ron's a new member of the channel, but thank you, Ron. There it is. How about that? Make sure you join. Make sure you are a member here of Sports Money. And let's see if we got a few. Ava also stopping by here and talking about Liberty Bibberty here. Yeah, well, I'm not. I'm recapping the games. I'm not talking about Ava having Liberty. We did have the Jacksonville State here yesterday as our play on the show, but I did go under as my premium play, and that one did go, or no, I had over as my premium play. We know it ended up going under despite a little bit of a high scoring first half. It seemed like it had never chance there in the second half. And we also did have the premium pick winner, however, Kennesaw State and Western Kentucky game yesterday to go under. And also, let's see, what else did we have? How about Team Steam Consensus yesterday? They had the winner there, the Winnipeg Jets. Yesterday in the game against Detroit. We had the total here on the show to go over. We also had premium pick winner, Islanders and Blue Jackets under. Blue Jackets won that one with a convincing win there. Really shut out the Islanders big time there yesterday. We also had the Lightning and the Avalanche over here on the show. Calgary and Utah over on the show. And premium pick winner late last night, Devils and Canucks game to go under. Also yesterday, NBA action. We had a winner here on the show with those Cleveland Cavaliers. Much talked about game there yesterday with the Lakers and Bronny James. And, anybody can make fun of the situation if they want, but I'm all for it. If a kid can go out there and compete even a little bit there in the NBA, at least get in the game and score a basket, I'm okay with it. We'll see what his future holds if he can develop himself into a professional. Celtics and Pacers, we had the premium pick winner here on the over yesterday. Also, we had Toronto and Charlotte game to go over as our show play here. Also, Pistons on the road here on the show. Premium pick winner, Knicks and Heat game to go over. Also, Magic Bulls under yesterday premium pick winner with that series history that we talked about, right? 12 of 14 under in that series. And we also had premium pick winner Nets and Grizzlies game to go over. How about team consensus yesterday with the Spurs over the Thunder yesterday with those points? And late last night, we did have Portland over the Clippers. Yesterday is our show pick here. Said take Portland, and they upset the Clippers last night. All right. That's a look at the action from yesterday. And maybe got a few more comments here before we go to a little commercial or plug here. And I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. All right. Hey, everyone, you can check me out over at winnable.com. This is where I post my best plays every day over at the Winnable app. See how cool it looks there with the storefront, if you will. You can click the QR code in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. That'll take you over to the site, and you can subscribe for free to my subscription here. We already have come through, I believe, with a few winners here in overnight action. We just had Jordan Thompson with the win, with an upset win. We said take Thompson plus 2 games, but he did beat Adrian Manarino for our tennis winner so far. And we're on Tsitsipas here right now. If you want to get 4 more tennis winners for the action from Paris here tonight, coming up in just a little bit, you can click the QR code, go over there and subscribe for free. And I've got 4 more plays. It feels like I've got a better handle on this card so far. Tsitsipas, I did say late 2.5 games now. Right now, he is beating Cerundolo, but the match is on serve. So right now, Tsitsipas not necessarily covering, but holding his own here in the match against Cerundolo. But right now, match is on serve. But I got 4 more plays over there at the Winnable app. And we also, hopefully you guys got it if you guys were up early with the Sydney Kings last night in NBL action. I ended up with a push on what I send out, but you might have gotten a win because it was 4.5 or 5, I felt like, for the most part, by the time the game went off against Melbourne United. Melbourne United won by 4 points. So get free plays there. You can subscribe to my plays for just $20 a month, 67 cents a day, and I send out a bunch of plays. We might have split yesterday there, certainly, but we'll have a big weekend here, of course, with college football, pro football, UFC. I'll have a card. And, of course, we'll have NBA, NHL, and you know what we got on Monday. College basketball, baby, and it's a great card, and I hope you're ready because it's sports betting season. So this is where you really want to hang with me with college basketball. There's a million games. I'm looking at them all, and I'm going to send out a big card every day with my favorite games. So if you're a college basketball fan, we know it's hard to look at all those cards. Why not have my suggestions in your back pocket for just 67 cents a day over at the Winnable app? And this is where I'm supposed to be at my best on those big college basketball cards. So thank you for listening to that. And we'll get ready to go with the show. I think we'll have a modest little time show here, but not a lot of games today, about 15, 16 games here to talk about. Let's bring it back over to me here now and get ready to fire on away and get your picks ready with me in the chat as we preview all the games today and a few others stopping in. Let's see who else is showing up. We've got AOD. Thank you here for stopping in. Ready to go. Detroit basketball. Jermaine is here. Jermaine is not late. Jermaine's early. We haven't even started yet. Right. Let's see. Oh, is next week? Are we finally getting the Maction? I was complaining. Did you see it, Terrell? I was complaining about where is our Maction? Because I want to sing my Maction song. And I know everybody likes it when I sing, so make sure you join me and Keith. I told Keith I would sing the Del Mar song on both days, on tomorrow and Saturday with our Breeders' Cup coverage. It's going to be fun. All right, there it is. Check me out over at Winnable. And also, if 67 cents is too much, you could save 20%. That'll take you down to about 50 cents a day. Probably get about, 5, 10, 15 plays on Saturday. You're going to get more than that with this college football card. So why not check me out over at Winnable? That's how you support me here on the show. Keep coming back. If everyone stops subscribing, I might stop coming on here. So, okay, let's get to the previews here for today. We're ready to go. Good morning to Trevor as well. Sancho's got his plays. There we go. And Cliff Lloyd's here today. And Cliff, I do have Breeders' Cup picks. I just want to say it one more time since Cliff asked. I do want to promote this heavily. We're just really a little more than 24 hours away. Joseph Alvarado loves the safety dance. I do the safety dance there because it makes them laugh and everyone has a good time. But everyone knows, when I do the safety dance, I'm kind of improvising there because this is what I say, the safety dance. You got to do but really the safety dance is this, right? You got to do the S. S S S S A F F F F E T Y safety dance. So okay, but anyways, I do have Breeders' Cups picks, Cliff, but Keith Each Every Stride and I will be on for live coverage starting tomorrow with that first race with the juvenile filly, the juvenile sprint. I have the order of the races here actually with my. Keith got me all fired up. He's my expert. I mean, I'm a horse racing fan. I'm an expert certainly, but maybe not with the current crop. But I certainly am going to be able to guide the way with Keith joining us. But of course, the juvenile turf sprint leads us off. There's 5 races that we'll be covering on Friday, and then 9 more on Saturday. Now, there it is. There it is. Okay, Keith is here. So we're promoting this right now. And we'll have 5 races on Thursday with the coverage here. Please join us. Let me get that start time. Keith has been nice enough to join us. So it'll be on Friday at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. The first race will start shortly after that with that juvenile fillies or juvenile turf sprint race. So Friday at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific, and then again on Saturday at 2:45 Eastern, 11:45 Pacific. Now we will be overlapping coverage the first half of the UFC card. So look, we encourage you to go with if you're here for our top rated UFC coverage, please hang out with the guys. But if you want to experience the Breeders' Cup, as Keith and I not only will guide seasoned horse players with us. We have Keith, he's our expert, but also Mike has said, we want to, promote showing a sport here, or at least describing the betting on horse racing. If you're not familiar with it, most horse racing, basically 95 to 98% of it is done in parimutuel fashion, which, makes things a little bit tricky or beneficial sometimes. And there are some books that offer, hard odds as well. So, it gives you a little bit of an option when you have big races like this. Sometimes you can get a better price too when you look into the sports books and they're offering those fixed odds. So, but join us for the coverage here Friday and Saturday from Old Del Mar for the Breeders' Cup. So thank you, Keith. Looking forward to it, and can't wait to hear what you have for us as far as making those picks. And I think, Keith, maybe we can get some tickets together to play on the air together with your picks and my picks. So let's maybe exchange a few notes tonight, and then maybe we'll put some tickets together for the coverage. I know you'll have plenty of bets. I'll have bets too, but let's ride with the chat. And again, you can join Keith and I a little bit before the UFC coverage starts there a little bit, but they will overlap. We're not trying to take anything away from that show. I mean, it really is one of our anchor shows here with the coverage, but we did want to offer that 2 days of coverage. So thank you very much to Keith for this opportunity for me to be with you and be on the air with the Breeders' Cup coverage this weekend. So I really want to promote that, and feels like I'm going on and on about it, but it is going to be pretty fun here. Okay, let's get to the action here tonight. And yeah, we're going to start off with NFL football with the Houston Texans and the New York Jets here. Oh, is this what it's come to here today with the Texans and the Jets? The Jets favored at home by 2 because Houston has all these injuries apparently, but maybe they haven't been watching what's going on this season with the Jets, right? Maybe these sharps are keeping the price here on the Jet. I get it. Got Houston on the road. They look pretty good. Whether or not the injuries will affect them or not, they're an underdog here against the Jets. I guess this is the week the Jets are going to turn it around because they're favored here again. So why not? Yeah, Nico Collins out right now. We know Stephon Diggs lost for the season. He maybe hadn't made a huge impact. He'd had some moments, he had some scores there, but I don't know if they were getting what they expected. Maybe Diggs just never got on track, really, and unfortunate to have him have that non contact. Injury here. So, yeah, there's some issues here maybe for the Houston Texans, but they feel like they're one of the best teams in the AFC so far. I mean, well, certainly they are. Now, I will say that maybe our man CJ Stroud, actually, as much as we want to pump him up all the time, he's been okay. He's been fine. He's been decent. Maybe he's got a little bit of a sophomore slump here, a little bit. I don't know if we call it a slump. Team 6-2. I think if you look at the metrics, he's effective and made some mistakes this season, but for the most part, it feels like he's good at still guiding the team, even if he hasn't been at his best. Now, the Jets are pretty decent about harassing the quarterback here, and I think it is a tough matchup a little bit for the Texans passing game, but they do still have Tank Dell in the lineup, and I complained about Dell and said, "Where is Dell been? Why is he fallen?" This is, maybe before the um, inconsistent, before the injury, with Nico going out. Now it's kind of funny, right? Dell was out, Nico was there, and then vice versa. But they've been without Nico now for several games here, and it was kind of like, where has Dell been? But good thing they've had Diggs a little bit, and the way they were able to actually mix it up there with Mixon. Let me just pass along here. I think we got a winner in the CBA. I don't know if we're going to get there on all these, but we did have the Ningbo Rockets here over the Shanghai Sharks +7 for a winner on the VIP selections in an upset. They won. They were 7-point dogs. And Ningbo Rockets here. I got the match on over here. Some China. The game is in China. Some match I have on over. Ningbo Rockets win. Okay, so a tough matchup both ways. Really, I would think the Jets also have their work cut out for them here, and the season total of 42. But I don't know. We're still seeing these Thursday night games for the most part kind of trend over. I think that games themselves are averaging 46 points per game. And yeah, good defenses here. And the Jets have their own set of problems. Rodgers isn't looking really good. We know that here. The timing is a little bit off and everything. And he does have a great matchup here for one man. And I feel like that is Garrett Wilson. Now, I would think he's probably the only guy that I'm really interested in going over with on the props, even though I'm not sure I can get behind these Jets here. I might even be contrarian on the total. It just maybe what I feel like for these Thursday night games we think of in the past, or I don't know, maybe it's even been over the last 2 seasons a little bit. Maybe it's the defenses that are a little bit tired or um, ill prepared on the short week because we continue to see the games kind of tick over or flirt with the over here. And I don't know. I feel like this one will still go over despite what looks like good matchups really for both defenses. I might just be throwing out the playbook here a little bit and considering taking the over. It's a pretty strong matchup for the Jets defense for sure. Yeah, we've been making fun here a little bit of Sauce Gardner. He's obviously something's amiss with him. He's not the same guy, or maybe he's a little bit prima donna and doesn't want to do the dirty work, the hard work that he needs to do. But still, if the Texans are going to be a little bit shorthanded here, uh, maybe that'll help the Jets out. I think the matchup is okay for Mixon, although the ratings would say that he might be the most impactful player on the field here tonight. He might have to carry a little bit more of the load here coming in with some of the injuries discussed. So, all right, maybe we'll see what you guys have here in this one. The Jets have lost and failed 5 straight games now, fam. I mean, is this really the week they're just going to suddenly turn it around? They've been allowing what, um, 28 points a game since they changed coaches so far, and just had some bad performances here, and now they're a home favorite again, where they're 4-10 their last 14 tries as a home favorite. They're 5-12-1 in these spreads of a field goal or less, and they've converted just 20 of their 66 third down attempts. So it just feels like this team isn't improving at all, and now they're going to be favored in this one. The Texans have won 2 of the last 3 times here in New York. They come in right now 6-2. They play tough games, certainly close games, no doubt about it. Five of those 6 wins have been by a touchdown or less. So, last 3 games, Texans have been good in the takeaways. 7+7 in turnovers here of late. I will say, Texans have gone under their team total in 6 of 8 games, and the Jets have gone under their team total in 4 of their last 5. But the last 4 Jets opponents have gone over their team total, and the Texans come in here 10-4 in their last 14 as a road underdog. So I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of this Jets team at all, and I'm not ready to ever say this team's turning around. It still looks like a disaster here, pretty much to me. So I'm going to take the over. My computer's telling me to take the under. It feels like the sharps are favoring the under, and it feels like handicappers are favoring the under too. I'm kind of just throwing it out the window here a little bit, and I'm going to go with the eye test a little bit and take the over here tonight at 42. I don't know if I could rattle off a lot of trends here necessarily that would say the game is going to go over 42, but I just have issues with the Jets as far as their clutch gene. Let's see what you guys have here. All right, and let me find the start. Here we go with Ava. Thank you for your question there. You can click the QR code in the upper right hand corner there of the screen if that works, if you're familiar with that. Also, if you type in the keywords there, the other thing is winnable is with all eyes, and I see you spelt that there like it's supposed to be spelled, or at least with the A there. So maybe that, and then you can type in my name. It might find it that way. If not, well, I'll work on it with you. Certainly. Appreciate you very much for asking. And let's see here if we get Brees Hall under his rushing and receiving. You got Devontae Adams over in his receiving yards here, and also Tank Dell small on his receiving yards under here. look, I'm neutral on Devontae. I just think the Texans might harass Rodgers, and he's made some mistakes. I don't. Wilson is my top play. He might, even though I might be thinking Texans, we'll see. But it does look like a pretty good matchup. Wilson is really clicking. At least someone else looking good on the Jets. It feels like right now it's Garrett Wilson here a little bit. All right, let's see what else. Here's Justin. He likes Aaron Rodgers to throw over 2 touchdown passes here today. Wow, it's a nice day. Woo! Man, it's that what a night in New York. Is it really 75 at kickoff? Wow. What is it, September here? New York Jets team total over 21.5. What a beautiful night. Wow. Thomas can't get that NBL still in Australia. I'm sorry, Thomas. I know not every book is going to carry it, I think, there, but most of the major books do. Fernando likes the Texans in this one. Trevor says, I'll take the Texans here. Fernando's laying 2 points. Trevor might buy a point here. Sancho says JETS. And I was going to come on dressed as Fireman Ed today, but I didn't want to. Thank you, Ava. I was going to come dressed as Fireman Ed, but I didn't want to look like a douchebag. All right, here's Jermaine. He says, what is this? Texans 6-2 to the under. Jets are 2-6 ATS. And Joseph says he'll take the Texans here in this one. Ray always wondering what will happen next, right? It's a poor New York. Hopefully, we'll see a better performance. But if they'll probably, hey, RVD 420, thank you for saying hi and stopping by. That's what I feel like, a sneaky over. I can't look. I get to come on here and just throw out picks on every game, and I want to get them right, but that's my gut feel on the. I'm just going with, like I said, I'm going with the eye test. I think the handicap. The handicap says under. I'm showing handicappers right here that I follow so far, running clearly here on the under. I've seen about a 2-to-1 ratio here so far. Maybe it's 13 to 6 or so in favor of the under in this one. And handicappers heavy on the Jets, no doubt about it. I've seen out of my favorite names here over 40 handicappers looking through all the Telegram channels that I like and the service play forums. They say, Ramon, how do you come up with those numbers here? I just look for the handicappers that to me have a little bit of a reputation here. I'm on all these Telegram channels. I don't know if you know this, but people like who sell picks, there are people out there who will buy the picks and then share them in these Telegram channels. And I might be guilty of looking at those. So I've seen as many as 40 handicappers that I recognize and respect. They're on the Jets. And I've seen just 16 on the Texans so far. So cappers like the Jets and under. I feel like I'm fading the cappers here tonight. All right. Hello to Subhuman. And don't forget to join us for our UFC coverage this weekend, not only with the live coverage on Saturday with Sub, with Fanatical Jim, with Mikey Money, with Jeff M. He'll be doing some hosting of the show this week as well. And Joe T hopefully gets a chance to stop in with us. And Keith will be heading over there. We got Keith on like a 12-hour day. He's going to be asking, I think, Keith's going to need a new contract here after this weekend. So, all right. And appreciate you. It looks like you guys are done here with the Monday night game. Did I miss the plays? Rays on the under. Didn't look like a lot of plays from you guys. I'm on the over. I'm not fading Ray here, but I will say this. Here comes some action here, right, with Hutchison here. Nice little sneaky play. Hey, T.T. Toms, want to say hello and welcome. I'm not sure I've had the pleasure. Thank you, T.T. Toms, for your play in 19-1 here with Xavier Hutchinson here in this one. He might be WR3. He might be WR4, it feels like, for the Texans right now. Just a matter of where Robert Woods fits in right now. with the team. I would think Woods might have a little bit bigger of a, a prognostication here, considering last game he did get 2 targets there for Robert Woods. Hutchinson had a 19-yard reception last game, so we'll see there. But again, with the numbers going down, these wide receivers are moving up here. Look, they also have John Mechie here, who had 3 receptions for 29 yards. But I will say the Jets against WR2s, that is their specialty, it feels like here. RVD says take the Texans and tease it to the over. So I think it's an intriguing game tonight. I ain't mad at it, and I'll be checking it out. And I'm going to take the over for me here. I'll come in and say, I always get mad when I fade my ratings, but at myself. But I'm going to do it tonight. And I'm an under guy. You guys know I'm an under guy, but I'm taking the over. Okay, that's it for you guys on Thursday night football. It's on Prime. All right, that's it for that one. Think you guys are done on the chat. So let's move on here. I'll cover the college football game at the I'm dressed like a pumpkin here game. Um, we'll cover the college football game at the end of the show. Let's get to the featured coverage here. I think a little bit with the NBA and get rolling here with the Bucks taking on the Grizzlies. Here in this one, you have the Bucks on the road, favored by 5.5. The Grizzlies are coming off the back-to-back here, no doubt. Yesterday, as they played, they took on Brooklyn. Let me get everything in position here, gang, so I can give the coverage here for tonight's NBA card. All right, here we go. All right, the Bucks come in here right now currently with a record of just, as we know, not terrific so far. Let me get it here. Bucks are 1-3, 1-3 against the spread so far this season. 2-2 on the over/under. For the Grizzlies, they come in 2-3, 1-3-1 against the spread overall, but they've gone over in 4 of their 5 games so far this season, including over in their only chance as an underdog, like they are here. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. Currently, I'm showing the line here at up to 6.5. Yeah, 6.5 there now. That's a point higher than the opener. It feels like here. I saw openers as low as 5.5. I see Bovada even opened at 5. So did DraftKings. So a little bit of a move here on Milwaukee, maybe with the Memphis, playing yesterday. That could be part of the factor here, I would imagine, with this a little bit of back-to-back here in this one. But at least they are at home for the second consecutive night. They did get beat by the Nets. There's just no way around it. The Nets, not looking great this season, but maybe they can. Maybe they are on the improve. I think the jury's still out whether or not the Nets can improve, but they certainly did the job on the Grizzlies yesterday. We did have that premium pick winner on the over. I'm going to try the Grizzlies here as a home dog. I don't know if there's anything necessarily special here about the Bucks at this time with a 1-3 spread record, including 1-2 against the spread on the road. So look, Memphis should be a pretty fine team here. I'm just going to have to, maybe just worry about the back-to-back a little bit. Maybe that'll be the determining factor in the game. I don't know if the Bucks are favored over anybody at this point by this many points on the road against a decent club. It feels like the Grizzlies, no matter even if they are off to a poor start, they should be better than this here. Yes, we know the injury factor there with Morant. Here, let me see if the total here might be moving a little bit. Quite a bit, actually. Let me update this big time. We're seeing a big move here on this total right now. I'm up to 232.5. What is going on? Is it broken? Like I said, the widely reported steam came in on the under. I do want to make it clear I'm not just making it up. That's what this line service sent out. But again, that's when that's when that first big move happens. But there's no doubt right now we've got a developing situation. It feels like here with this total here at 232. Wow. So we'll see what the situation is here injury wise. So moving on, Giannis is on the injured list too here, but look, it feels like Morant here. He played well in the last game, and even though he had that thigh injury, he ended up with 14 points in the game against Brooklyn. So I'm sure it'll be fine there. It's Desmond Bain who left the game yesterday early on with an oblique injury, and I would feel like if he couldn't continue yesterday, he might be in for a little bit of problem here today. Otherwise, it would be a good matchup, I would think, against the likes of Torian Prince here. Milwaukee certainly has their work cut out for him in the backcourt, the way they're playing. But Marcus Smart, he also has an injury designation here. He's questionable for this game. So I'm just going to have to use it as a free play here because of these, injuries here a little bit to Memphis. But we know Middleton's been out. Giannis is probable. He just has that knee listed here. Let's go ahead if you want to comment and put a play in. Let me see what you have. Maybe we get a consensus going here in this one. Memphis has covered 5 straight meetings with the Bucks, and they've covered 5 straight meetings with the Bucks here in Memphis. And those aren't the same 5 games, just a little bit of a coincidence here. All right, let's see what you guys have with the Bucks taking on the Grizzlies here tonight. A few other football plays I see came in there, maybe. Oh no, here we go. Justin's ready to go. He's got this one to go over here. Look at that move. Gosh, really? But Justin's got over here the team total for the Bucks. And Bucks getting a lot of respect still, says Terrell. Jermaine says, is Bain playing? Didn't look good, did it, when he left the game yesterday? So maybe that also is part of the factor of the Bucks here on the rise a little bit by 1.5 here. And that total, man, that just seems kind of, I don't know. I'm not going to overhype it. Memphis has gone over in 4 of their 5 games so far this season. Milwaukee 1-2 to the under on the road. Thomas likes Memphis here as well. And Jermaine looking at Dame here in this one. I'm gonna fade Dame tonight, I think. 8-4, and it's boring here today. It says, we doing the Texans tonight? All right, I think that's it for you guys. I'll take the Grizzlies here plus these points at home against the Bucks. I agree. Bucks, nothing special here at this point. A good matchup though for Brook Lopez, even Zach Edey, who let me see where his because he actually was a little hobbled as well. Here he had a calf injury right now. He did play in the game against Brooklyn. He's got a sore right calf here right now. He's averaging just not even 8 points right now, 5 rebounds. I'd say at this point, Edey, question marks abound here a little bit. But again, you're not seeing the rookies do too much. What did they say last night? Who was the rookie? Only one rookie scored over 15 points so far this season. Who was it last night, gang? Do you recall? Okay, let's continue on here with the next one. We got the Rockets taking on the Mavs in a Texas showdown here with Dallas favored tonight by 6.5, and the total's down here to 225. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here in this one, but currently sitting about 226. I'd actually say that's down about a point or 1.5 points from the opener. The Rockets certainly have some pretty decent matchups here tonight with Green. I would think continuing, I'm sure, his excellent play so far. Green has been terrific over the last 3 games here for Jalen Green, made that money, and he's coming out firing right now. He's all business. Also, for me, also take a look here at Jabari Smith. I thought he had a pretty good game last time out against San Antonio here, so he might also be someone that I would look to. I would think Dallas has a tough matchup. To me, the Rockets are going to be surprisingly tough, possibly defensively here as an improved team. Not trying to sell anybody that the Rockets are, taking the big step here yet, but I expect even more improvement this season. Hopefully, they can get Adams in that lineup here soon. But the way they are looking here, to me right now, I like what I see from these Rockets defensively. They have a couple of wins here, 2-2 record so far. And take a look. Look, they beat San Antonio, held them to 101 points. Look, I know that was San Antonio. That was remember the second of a back to back because San Antonio won that first one here just a couple of nights ago. They played that 2-3 here. Also, they held Memphis to 108 points in a victory at home so far. So definitely a bit of an easy schedule so far for the Rockets, but they've been doing a pretty strong job so far this season. All right, so we'll see. I mean, the Rockets have all the guys. We know that with Luca and Kyrie and Clay also has performed well. But see, we got injury front. Anything significant? Maxi Kleber's out still. Here he's out of this one with a hamstring. And at least Steven Adams does have a questionable tag. So we could be moving here, hopefully, to the appearance here of Steven. Well, he did play in the last. What did he get here? Let me see. What was it? Oh, man. Here we go. Okay. Otherwise, Lawndale comes in. All right. For the Rockets here, let me take a look here. Some of their numbers right now coming in. Rockets here. First chance as an underdog here for the Rockets. Is that right? Man, the Rockets have been favored in all 4 games. Wow, that's amazing so far. You got to think they're going to be live here in this game. I'm going to take the under actually in this one. If this one's going to go up, I'm going to grab the under in this one with Houston and Dallas here. Dallas has won 5 of the last 6 meetings between these 2 teams at home. They've also beat them in 6 of the last 7 games. But man, I think Houston's going to be live here. I'm going to take the under. Like I said, I like what Houston's been doing defensively here. This is a tough assignment, no doubt. Let's see if you guys have anything here with the Rockets and the Mavs. And Fernando, I think he's going over here in this one. And Jermaine says, give me Green to go over, Van Vliet to go under, Kyrie over in his points, and maybe Luca under here. Big O, hello, thank you. Risa Shea, thank you, Big O. Wow, yeah. In fact, I did see I saw Risa Shea yesterday. I certainly watched some of this game for sure, right? Because he was mixing it up with Poole. Poole was being Poole. And you know what happened? They sent Poole to the bench. Washington pulled Poole out of the game. He was kind of tangling it up, trying to get under Ricochet. Ricochet was getting the better of it. I don't know if it was over against Poole necessarily, but they were jawing a little bit. And I like Ricochet standing up there for him, getting in Poole a little bit. Not really even getting in Poole, but if anybody saw that interaction, I like what I saw. So great job for Ricochet yesterday. Maybe he is the cream of the current crop. Justin McKelvey says, give me Clay over in this one. Markel says, give me Clay over as well. I'm saying no, no, no. And Dougie says he likes Ricochet, Rookie of the Year. All right, I'm going to take the under here in this one, but I might be a little Houston money line gang and maybe a little premium. It feels like to me. We'll see. Don't hold me to it. Anything can happen. Sometimes I've sent out, said something on the show like I'm leaning to this team, and well, look, I mean, the line here, like I said, it's 6.5. Not this game. I'm not saying this game will move, but sometimes if a game moves, 1, 2, 2.5, 3 points, I could end up on the other side. That's how close these things are. All right, I'm on the under here. Let's move on. Spurs and Jazz tonight with the Spurs on the road. Jazz a 2-point favorite here in this one. The Spurs played last night against the Oklahoma City Thunder. You guys had them in the chat. Great job yesterday in that game against the Thunder team. Steam had the San Antonio Spurs yesterday. They did cover that spread. It wasn't easy. They were getting mostly 12.5s and 13s. They lost by 12. That's okay. You had them. I had them. We had them. I had the total also there over, but it didn't go over, gang. Anyways, Jazz here favored by 2. Total 223.5. All right, let's take a look here at this one. Got the Jazz have defeated the Spurs in 10 of the last 14 meetings these two teams have had in Utah. The widely reported Steam did come in on the under here. Utah so far 0-2-1 against the spread at home. This will be their first try as a favorite so far this season. The teams are a combined 2-6 to the under here so far, but I don't know. Against one another, I think this one might have a chance to actually sneak over here. I think when you're looking at this game with two subpar teams, that might, in this particular instance, be more apt to go over. I know these teams aren't scoring anything, but look, for two teams that are averaging 102, 103 points per game, right, offensively, yes, maybe they played better teams, and that's why they are, a combined 1-7 straight up. But the total's 223.5. Now I know it's even gone down, right? Because maybe the public looking at this team, these two teams averaging just barely over 100 points a game. The Jazz are allowing 119 points in the 4 games thus far this season. Like I said, they're 0-4 coming in straight up. So to me, it just kind of lends to against one another, they'll have better success offensively. So I don't know if I'm going to be trailing that steam to the under here, if you know what I mean. Hey, a little college football number coming in here right now. We're seeing some steam here, definitely. Georgia State and Connecticut game to go under 48.5. That's where the steam is anyway right now. We want to always point those out to you in a timely fashion. That's why I interrupt the show. But that's why you're here, hopefully, for some of these too. So also, while I was yapping here a few minutes ago, South Florida and Florida Atlantic game total under 49.5 as steam come in here within the last 5 or 10 minutes. South Florida, Florida Atlantic under 49.5. All right, let's continue on here with this one right now with the Spurs and the Jazz. I think I made my call here. I'm going to go with the Jazz in this one to get that first win here today. Like I said, they do have the series history against them a little bit. I do think, if anything, here, like I said, I think we will see more offense. I think Keontae George for me will probably be a top player in this game. There is some injuries to worry about, including Utah's star player, Lauri Markkanen, the big scorer here, currently just averaging 18 points per game, but he is questionable with a little bit of back soreness here. And Isaiah Collier also out. We know Taylor Hendricks for Utah. That was sad because actually, early on here, as bad as they've been, Hendricks was one of the bright spots here for Utah, considering in his second season, uh, definitely was looking much better than his first season, getting more playing time, playing earlier in the games here, but broke his leg tragically in that last game. That was awful to watch. So bummer there for Hendricks, but a few injuries here for Utah for sure. But I don't have this one as an overwhelming matchup. We also saw Wembanyama leave last game here. He did return, but he was limited to 27 minutes. So I would imagine there's a little bit of a tweak there right now with Wemby in this game. Coming into this game, he left the game and only ended up with a season low 27 minutes in that last game at OKC. So I'm going to grab Utah here, lay 2 points against the Spurs. Let's go to the chat, see if you have anything here. With Dougie, he likes Utah with me in this one. And Thomas is on the Utah money line here. And Sancho is not going to go with the Spurs here. He's rethinking it here a little bit. Not a big game for many here in the chat. Keontae George under in his assists as he went over last game and wonder will it be back at 5.5? And he had 11 assists against Sacramento in that game. He was strong, 10 points there, just 3 of 13 shooting, but I've got the up arrow here on Keontae George. Also, Walker Kessler. If Wemby is slowed, man. I mean, look, there's something with Wemby here right now. Look, great defense. We know defensive superstar right now, but looks like Wemby to me maybe a little bit of I don't want to say because maybe he is hurt a little bit too, but maybe pacing himself already a little bit. Maybe it is going to be a long season. Maybe the Spurs will not get it together, but I don't know if he's exuding all that energy defensively. So I think even Walker Kessler here could have above his totals. I'm going to be on the props over for Kessler against Wemby. Also, I've certainly Champagne here been great for the Spurs so far, but last game he was kind of down. It should be a good matchup for him here. I'm down on Sochan here, and maybe Harrison Barnes will struggle. Okay, here we go. With Fernando here, he's going to give a lean to the over in this one. I think that's it. I'll take Utah in this one. Let's go to the last game of the night. Take a look at the Suns taking on my Clippers here in this one. And the Clippers, obviously, look, I had Portland last night. I know you guys, the chat was kind of talking over. It wasn't a consensus or talking Clippers a little bit, and the handicappers were overwhelming on the Clippers last night, but it looked like a bad spot actually for me here. So that's why I was on the Blazers on the show here yesterday. But this one, maybe, I don't know, this one to me might work out a little better here against the Suns. We'll see what the line has to offer here as the Suns are favored by 5 and the total down to 221. There we go. Update that one there. Suns, down to 221 or so. I'm showing handicappers really liking the under here in this one. The widely reported steam came in on the over, but the move is obviously on the under here. You got, what can you say? You got Clippers off of the loss yesterday. Did not look good, but I think this one could work out a little bit better. I think that can maybe even fade Kevin Durant. Maybe I could fade Nurk, a Zubats against anybody right now. I mean, if anything's going okay for the Clippers, it's Zubats. He didn't have a great game last night. 31 minutes, 6 points. I expect a better game from our man Zubats here in this one. Also, I expect a strong performance from Norman Powell. Harden might have it a little bit tough going up against the likes of Jones here. Maybe a little Book as well. So I'm taking the under. That's what I'm doing for sure. We can maybe discuss a few trends and notes with some of these teams coming in. The series is definitely an over series lately between these two teams. 5 of the last 6 meetings have gone over. The Clippers have uh, lost 6 of the last 7 games at home against the Phoenix Suns, but they've covered 5 of the last 6 meetings overall against the two teams. So see what you guys have maybe in this one. Phoenix comes in having won 2 straight, but against the spread, they are 0-2 on the road. Meanwhile, the Clippers are 3-1 against the spread. Last night was the first spread loss. Suns have gone over in both of their road games so far this season. Clippers have gone under in their 3 of their 4 games. Okay, see if you guys have some chat here. And Jermaine doesn't like what Champagne was doing there. And that. Okay, here we go. He does like Zubats here. Thank you, Sancho. Appreciate you on the Jets. Appreciate it. Been hot here. Look, 8 in a row. Let's roll. All right. Zubats here. Yeah, maybe it wasn't great. What did he say? 17 and a half last night. And Jermaine said Norman let him down. I think so. What he's saying there. Thomas is on Phoenix and Wine Time's here. Getting ready for a big college football weekend. Hi, Wine Time. All right. Not much from you guys with this one, but I'm going to take the under here with Phoenix and the Clippers, and that's going to wrap up our NBA coverage here for Thursday night. All right, there's 7 games in the National Hockey League tonight. We're going to start it off in the nation's capital, or close to it anyway, with the Canadians taking on the Caps. Caps will be a $2 favorite here against my Habs in this one, but I don't know if I like the matchup here for my Canadians. I'd always look for a spot to get on them here as a big dog, but I don't know if I'm going to do it. Here tonight, you got Montembeault going for the Canadians and Lindgren here for the Capitals. Lindgren's been pretty strong here so far this season. 9 of these goalies confirmed. You got Lindgren here, 2.5 goals against, 89.5% save percentage for Montembeault, 4.5 goals against so far, 89% save percentage. He's 3-4. Lindgren's 2-2 coming in here into this one. $2 favorite feels a little bit uncomfortable here, but I'll probably end up just taking the Capitals in this one. I'm not sure this is the right matchup necessarily for Montreal coming in. You take a look at this series history a little bit, and you see if I don't even know if I have the series history. Yeah, I do. Washington here. Let's see. I got it here, gang. Montreal has actually won 3 of the last 4 meetings between these two teams, but I feel like this is a good situation here right now for the Capitals coming in. They're 6-2. They're really one of the best surprise teams here currently in the league. Montreal doing a nice job, no doubt. 4-5-1 so far, but Capitals, not only winning but covering puck lines here as well. They are 4-1 on the puck line so far at home, and 1-0 as a puck line favorite. I know they've been dogs in a lot of those games, so I think Curtis may be on the over in this one. It looks like here also is Fernando liking the over here. And maybe that is it for you guys with this game. With the Caps, I'm going to lay the puck line here with the Capitals as part of the show. Capitals, like I said, 6-2 on the puck line. 6 of the last 7 overall, they've covered the puck line. Like I said, mostly as dogs, no doubt about it, but they've been playing well here. And let's see. Yeah, that's it from you guys in the chat. Not much on this one. You guys still talk a little hoop. So I'm going to take the Capitals here. Let me look at the price here anyway on the Caps puck line. I'm sure it'll be about even money or so. Plus $1.20. Okay, that's great. I'll take the Capitals here on the puck line. Next up, Kraken on the road here, going up against the Maple Leafs. And you've got probably Decord here in there and Stolars for the Leafs. Stolars so far, 2.45 goals against, 4-2 record, 91.5% save percentage. Stolars looks like a good acquisition here for Toronto so far. The Leafs coming in currently at 5-4-1. Seattle also 5-4-1. Seattle 3-1 on the road so far this season. Also 4-2 as a puck line underdog so far. And Toronto just 4-5 as a puck line favorite. Seattle doing a nice job again on the road. And looking at the numbers, you got Seattle here 5-1 in their last 6 against the puck line. And Seattle's also gone over and so far 3 of their 4 road games. Toronto's gone over 5-3-1 to the over as a favorite. I'm gonna have to try. Let me see what you guys have first before I make a commitment. If anything, here I like side and total here maybe in this one. And let's see here for now. Here's Seattle puck line here for Curtis. And I think I'm going to be with Curtis here in this one. I'm going to take Seattle on the puck line. Fernando likes the over here in this one. I like what Seattle's doing here on the road so far. Again, they did the same thing, right? Was it last season? Good starts on the road. I like teams that do well on the road, especially young teams that are, trying to improve here. All right. That might be it for you guys in this one. We'll just get it rolling here. I'll kind of take it easy show here. We'll be out of here in just a few minutes, gang. We got a nice one here, though, coming up. Bruins and Hurricanes in this one. You got the Canes going to be favored here at home for sure. $1.65, maybe even higher here. $1.70 on the screen there. Yeah, mostly $1.65, $1.70 here, it looks like right now. So got the Canes coming in 6-2 so far. They look very good right now. And Bruins disappointment so far, 4-5-1, 3-7 on the puck line, including 2-2 as a puck line underdog, however. But look, I'm going to be on the Hurricanes here. I'm just going to take them on the show. I don't think I'm going to recommend them at a big price here necessarily as a premium pick, but does feel like if I got to lay a little something, this will be it. I'm going to take the Hurricanes here against the Bruins tonight. Widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. In fact, I'm showing all the numbers right now at mostly 6 under. So let's fix that. Let's call it 6 under 15, maybe even 6 under 20 right now with Swayman and Kashetkov lined up to be in goal here, it feels like tonight. See, take a look at some of these guys' numbers here. I don't think any of these goalies are necessarily confirmed here tonight. For Kashetkov, 2.76 goals against. He's 3-1 with an 89.5% save percentage. For Swayman, 3-3-1, 3.46 goals against. He's got a 90% save percentage so far this season. But I think for me, looking at the series history between these two teams, Boston 3-6 on the puck line on the road against Carolina. They haven't been favorites in all of those, that's for sure. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams, of course, have gone under here. Carolina red hot. I'm going to take Carolina tonight at $1.70. I'm going to just take them on the money line here on the show. I could use a few wins here, so maybe I'm on a favorite. And Jermaine says Maybe he's talking about the Vegas Golden Knights game last night and that blowout of the Kings. I don't know, but he also says chill out, and that's what I'm doing here right now. The weather has turned in Vegas. I just went out to my sedimentary lifestyle here. I got active and took out the water bottles last night, just well before I came on the show, and it was about 40 degrees out there. Really. All right, here's Boston here. Money line for Curtis with me. And Chase says, he doesn't mind Boston sometimes as an underdog, but maybe take the Hurricanes here, and I'm gonna. All right. Nasty Nate he just said, beautiful night there in the football game tonight, 75 degrees. Holy cow. I can't believe that. All right. Here we go. Next up, the Ducks. Ducks on the road here against the Penguins. Well, this should be quite a foul game. All right. Take a look here for the Ducks coming in 4-4-1. Pittsburgh just 3-7-1. Big time struggles right now for these Penguins. What seems to be the problem here currently with the Pens? Anaheim been playing pretty well. Now, they are, let's see, 4-3. I can read my notes here. 4-3 as a puck line dog here. Pittsburgh has won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams, but the Ducks have covered 5 straight puck lines here in Pittsburgh, underdogs every time. I'm taking the Ducks. They're playing much, much better than the Penguins, it feels like here right now. Penguins are 2-0 as a favorite, so I figure they'll probably just win by 1. So far, the Penguins have gone over in both of their home games. They've gone over 7-3-1 to the over. Meanwhile, the Ducks have gone under in 6 of their 9 games. So a little bit of contrast here between the two teams, but I don't know. Ducks keep covering the puck line. I kind of want to go premium here a little bit in this one. Hey, gang, right now, breaking a little bit of steam coming in. You heard it loud and clear on our new laptop, gang. The Carolina Hurricanes line is on the move currently. I guess when we sent them out and we had some agreement in the chat, the line is moving big time here on Carolina. They're up to $1.75 at Bet Online, maybe even set to go higher here in the game tonight against the Bruins. So no value on the Hurricanes. That's why we gave them out here. It feels like on the show. Hey, give me the Ducks in this one against the Penguins in the battle of these birds here a little bit. I'm going to take the under. Anaheim's gone under, and not taking the Ducks to make sure here, giving away the premiums. It feels like. All right. Any more? Oh, there are some comments here on this game. Thank you, fam. Let's take a look. I might have missed some of your plays back here, guys. Let's see. Bruins for Nasty Nate. Hi, Nate. Thank you for being in the chat there and keeping things organized. Appreciate you very much. And Jermaine always wants some trends. He wants some Halloween trends. I remember, to me, there have been some famous. Here's the thing. We're in the Meadowlands here tonight, and that can be a weird place sometimes when things get a little goofy with the home team. I've watched some weird things happen mostly on Monday night, right? Because there used to not be Thursday night football all the years, but on Monday night football, over the years, it's come, I guess what? Does it fall on Monday night every 7 years? I don't know, but nonetheless, there have been some weird things on Halloween night in years past. I know I said Monday, but still, that's when the Halloween games have been. And there have been some spooky things happen on the football field, meaning kind of goofy, like, that would only happen on Halloween or something. So watch out tonight on that football game. All right. Curtis likes Pittsburgh on the money line. And here's Nathan. He likes the Ducks on the money line. I'll sprinkle the money line tonight if you guys are going to do it a little bit. So let's see Joe here, Swiss cheese defense. All right. Nathan here, maybe Carolina. He's talking about Carolina here a little bit. All right. For me, I'll take the Ducks here in this one. The Blues will take on the Flyers tonight in Philadelphia, and you can have the Flyers here favored. They're struggling for sure as well, but they're coming off a win, so 3-6-1 currently for the Flyers. They shut out Boston on the road last time out. So a little bit of inconsistency here from the Flyers for sure. St. Louis comes in 5-5 so far, but 6-2 is a puck line underdog. Have to lay a big price here to get that goal and a half here in this one, but pretty good record so far. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams in Philadelphia have gone under, but let's see. St. Louis 4-1-1 to the over thus far on the road. I'm not sure about the total here in this one. I might have to give my premium out as a side because I'm not sure I'm down with the total here in this one, even with our goaltending situation here tonight in this one. I didn't mention Dostal and Nedeljkovic probably in that game with Anaheim. Dostal playing well there so far, 4-2-1 with a 2.0 goals against. Nedeljkovic 0-2 with a 3.93. So sorry I missed that one a little bit here, gang, but let me touch here on the game with the Blues and the Flyers. There we go. I'm showing Bennington. Oh, I don't even have. Is it Urson? Let me look. Sorry, gang. Yeah, I got to put Urson in there. Bad job by the producer. There we go. Yeah, Urson $1.35 feels like even $1.40 here right now. I'm gonna have to scratch out my premium, guys. I feel like this is a freemium. I'm gonna take the Flyers here to pick up another win. Thought maybe it'll be a little bit of a turnaround from that last game, beating Boston here a little bit. Right now, St. Louis has lost 2 straight here. This is their 4th straight game on the road. They lost at Ottawa 8-1. They lost at Montreal 5-2. They did start the trip with that win at Toronto 5-1. So I'm going to end up taking here the Flyers as my play. Feels like a premium. It's gone up a little bit. I was going to use it as a premium and maybe give out the total here, but I don't even know if the total, maybe some sharp action can come in and throw me on to one of the totals here. In fact, let me take a look at what the Sharps are up to here in this one. Sharps are pretty heavy here on the under. I'm showing sharp moves running by about a 4-1 margin here. I'm not sure. I'm almost confused here with this total of 6 under -120 right now. Give me the Flyers as my play here on the show as a freemium here. And no one wants to put the Flyers as a premium, so maybe it is best I just go with it right now as the play here. Chase says maybe go Flyers and Oilers here, and Jermaine says Urson always gives them a better chance at this point. Fernando likes the over here in this one. And Jermaine's, I think he's saying, ain't no way he's taking a favored Flyers team. Maybe, hey, 9 legacy, Maple Leafs on the spread, Bruins money line, take the Blues money line, Sharks money line as well. Thank you, 9 legacy. Let's keep it going right now and get towards the end of this show with the Oilers on the road, taking on the Preds. And Picard is the only goalie that we've seen that actually is probably close to confirmed here. He is the expected goalie here tonight in this one. Picard comes in so far with a 2.9 goals against, 2-1 record and 87.5 save percentage. We know the big news here is no Connor Bedard. Connor Bedard. Funny I say that, right? Because we know, you know, Bedard's been kind of in the news right now a little bit as how, he can try to get this Blackhawks team. We'll get to that game in a moment. But Connor McDavid with that injury right now, he's going to be out of this game, might be out for a little bit of time. Want to make sure you get Connor McDavid right. So looks like we'll have Picard, though, in here in net for the Oilers today. Look, in that last game, once he left, it felt like it was toast city, right? Immediately the Oilers ended up losing big time, like they lost all of their heart in that game a little bit. They ended up getting crushed 6-1 against Columbus here. So it does feel like how is this team that had such a slow start here going to find some momentum, even against the lifeless Predators here, who are also off to a pretty crummy start at 3-5-1, but they're starting to put it together here a little bit. They did win 3 in a row before losing to Tampa Bay last time out. The Predators should be better than their record indicates here. Now, Saros has a 2.75 goals against average so far this season. I'm going to take the Predators here and figure the Oilers right now emotionally down here a little bit. He's going to be out 2 to 3 weeks, so they already can face the future knowing they have no Connor McDavid, but they just looked so crummy last time. Picard, look, he's been good in his last 2 games. He saved 49 of his last 49 of 53 in those 2 outings, but the Predators have points. They got a point also against Tampa Bay. That was an overtime game. They covered the puck line. So Predators maybe have turned it around here quickly. And with Saros in net, who's done a pretty good job, I'm going to take the Predators here for sure tonight. And nothing here from you guys, it looks like. So I'll just move on to the last game. It's not a good one. The Sharks, though, are going to be hosting the Blackhawks here. The Blackhawks are a big favorite on the road. Like they're just some whirlwind team. Maybe it is a good spot for them. I don't know. They finally did win a game. They were in a losing streak here, but they did beat Colorado on the road convincingly 5-2 to snap a 4-game losing streak. Chicago comes in 3-6-1. San Jose 2-7-2. I don't even have the lineup there on the game. The game is so bad. You do have Chicago here. Let's call it $1.50 maybe. Man, you mean to tell me that the Blackhawks, look, the Sharks won. The Sharks beat the Kings the other night. Come on. Now you're telling me the Blackhawks are going to come right in here, a team still trying to find itself. Like I said, with Bedard, I was reading an article about Bedard trying to help solve the problems here a little bit of the Blackhawks. Now, they are 1-0 as a favorite so far this season, so maybe that could be a little bit of a solution here. Maybe if you want to take the Blackhawks, but I'm not buying it, man. Give me the Sharks here at home, plus money here. I probably should take him as a premium. It feels like to me, I'm gladly take the plus money here in between 2 bad teams. It feels like to me. Now, Chicago has beaten the Sharks in 5 straight meetings between these 2 teams, but the Sharks have gotten the puck line in 6 of the last 9 times they've met. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these 2 teams have gone over the total. I'm going to take the Sharks. I can't be laying the Blackhawks $1.50 on the road. Yeah, they came off the win. Mrazek and Blackwood here. Both guys about a 3.5 goals against. Blackwood 3.89, 89% save percentage. Mrazek 89.5% save percentage as well. I'm taking the Sharks in this one. All right, let's see here. I think that might be it for you guys here. All right, and that's it for the hockey. Not many picks from you guys today, so I think maybe I'll have at it there. Oh, we got college football here. I'm not done with the show. Here we go. College football tonight. Couple of games here, and one FBS game with Charlotte taking on Tulane. This isn't a great matchup for sure, but we got another game to look at. Sports Equinox is over after 5 days, so we're on to the next season. And hey, like I said, if you looked at college basketball card on Monday, I promise you I don't know, is there 25 games, 30 games on Monday? Looking forward to it. All right. Here we go with Red Hot Tulane. Make note, it is at Charlotte here. Let me get this right. I think I've got it backwards here, fam, on the screen. There was a site change in this one. Pardon me. Tulane at Charlotte. That's what it is. There we go. That's important. Maybe not that important, actually. Tulane's been so good on this winning streak right now. They beat up on North Texas. They beat Rice. They didn't cover, but they scored 71 against UAB, 45 against USF. So let me take a look at some of the numbers here in this one and see if we can make sense of it. 15-point favorite, 55.5 against Charlotte here. Charlotte coming in right now with a record of 3-5. Tulane 6-2 overall. But we said, Tulane pretty hot here. Coming in right now 4-0 in conference, 1-5 straight, averaging 45 points per game. Their two losses, were two, bigger teams, if you will, from the Big 12, Kansas State and Oklahoma. So they have a redshirt freshman quarterback who has 14 touchdown passes so far this season. Tulane is 8-2 against the spread. Their last 10 games as a road favorite, they are 29-15 against the spread. Nearly 67% against the spread over a near 45 game sample size as a favorite. Imagine that. How tough that must be, covering as a favorite, one of the best favorites in the country, game in and game out. Tulane for sure. Charlotte comes in 3-5, 2-2 in conference so far. They've gotten blown out in games they've lost. 4 of their 5 losses have been by 18 or more points. So they're in a game here where they're expected to lose. They're getting 15, but this is pretty much old hat. And over the last 3 seasons, Charlotte is just 4-10 against the spread as home underdogs. So under this coach, they are 10-8 overall as underdogs, but just 2-6 at home as an underdog. They have gone 3-1 ATS in conference so far. Charlotte has gone over in 6 of their 8 games, including 3 of their 4 conference games, 5 of their 6 games here against FBS competition. So this is the first time these teams have met in 20 years. So we really don't have anything to go in off of here with the series history, I guess, a little bit. So see if you got anything here, gang, in this one with Tulane going up against Charlotte. The widely reported steam came in on Charlotte and the over in this one. I'm showing handicappers slightly favoring the over here. And also, I'd say they're kind of mixed on the side here a little bit. Maybe they do like Charlotte somewhat, but let's get your plays here in this one if you have anything with Charlotte and Tulane. All right, let's go to the comments here on our one college football game tonight. Tulane for Thomas. Terrell says Charlotte's bad. Curtis is on the over. Thomas is on the over. And our Tumps says give the under. That's what I'm on with our Tumps, my good friend here. I'm taking the under as well as my play here on the morning steam. I got one more to look at. I'm going to look at the FCS game. I actually have a pick here for you guys. I think in this one, the FCS game. Let's take a look. Or let's see. I think I actually have maybe some personnel here on the Tulane Charlotte. Let me take a look at this one. I might have some props here a little bit. Okay. For Tulane, it's going to be all about the running game, certainly with Mackay Hughes. Hughes was just a good again last game with 195 rushing yards and a touchdown on 30 carries, 140 yards against Rice, 119 against UAB. The North Texas game, 195 yards was terrific, and I've got to think that it's going to be a big game here for Mackay Hughes. I'd go over. You're going to be paying some tax probably even on Hughes, but I would also look to the next running back or two also if you can get a prop. I think they run all over Charlotte here in this one, and I'd look to fade the Charlotte offense for sure. They got basically a two-headed running back with Norton and Wilson, but I'd be down on these guys here at this point against Tulane. And I do have an up arrow on both of their tight ends, but I don't know how much production they could really get out of these guys and if there's even any props on them. But all right, that's it for this one. Let's see what else. Right? No, there's no doubt about it, J. Look, don't mind giving away the secrets here on this one. I think you can see exactly where I'm headed here. I'm still going under, and I feel like this one could be a blowout, if you know what I mean. All right, one more quick one. We'll be out of here. North Carolina Central is going to be taking on South Carolina State. This is actually a very good game and worth taking a look at here. Both teams just two losses coming into this game. The Sharps so far, let me take a look. The Sharps so far, I believe, are on South Carolina State here, as a home dog here in this one. But I think North Carolina Central is the much better team. I'm actually willing to lay the points here in this one at 5.5 or 6. I'm going to take North Carolina Central and lay the points on the road here. I have seen some steam come in on the over, but I'm not sure about that. One way or the other. I'm not going under, but I actually may have a VIP selection later on the total. All right, give me NC Central here, -5.5. I actually wish it was a little bit less. I thought South Carolina State would get a little bit more respect. I was maybe even looking forward to trying to play this game, but I'll just give it out as my play here on the morning steam. I do like Central here to win this one for sure. Well, I say for sure. It feels like a good game to me. I'll take Central and I'll still lay it here, but pretty decent game tonight between these two teams. All right, I guess that's it for the morning steam. I'm kind of looking for something to maybe get on here, but we'll just go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here on an All Hallows Eve. And I'm dressed like a pumpkin tonight for Monday Night Football. And let's see if the Goblins are going to be out for the Jets. Maybe it feels like doesn't it feel like the Jets would be the team that something weird might happen tonight? And how many Fireman Ed sightings will there be? Ed, he's now he's mad. Ed, right? Ed is the typical Jets fan, these guys. And he says, "Oh, they're not putting me and my friends on the board anymore when we do our little." Yeah, because you always quit on the team. You can't just keep coming back and expect to be on the, Jumbotron every time, Ed. So try to be a little better fan. Curtis, thank you. Thomas, hello. No consensus plays, save your money. Oh my gosh. How can we not? We gotta have we didn't have a consensus play. Well, maybe tomorrow we'll have it on our Friday as we get ready for our big sports weekend. So make sure you join me tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific here on the Morning Steam. We'll preview the action here on Friday, including a little bit more college football. We passed along that Georgia State pit play, that steam play coming in there a little bit. But also tomorrow night, San Diego State going to be in action against Boise State. We'll look at that one. South Florida against Florida Atlantic as well, and a little bit of college football and the major sports as well. So make sure you join me here tomorrow for the show. Also, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific tonight. Join Mikey Money on pregame. He'll take a look at Thursday night football action, including some props here for sure, and the action on the card with the NBA and NHL. And we're going to need to win tonight because we're already down almost a dime in the markets here as the markets are tanking this morning. Hey, nothing like, losing a bunch of money to start the day. We'll get it back. You know how this goes, but probably got to buy some more here now, heading into the weekend. All right. So join Mikey Money here, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Don't forget First Strike. Look at our coverage here on the channel with the MMA picks. I'm on YouTube as well with my preview of the MMA card for Saturday with it's in Edmonton with my guy VB, and we had Uncle Weezy on this week. So make sure you check that out on YouTube. And one more time, I just want to remind everyone that myself and Keith each every stride will be here on Friday and Saturday with live coverage of the Breeders' Cup, live betting, live gambling coverage here. It's not as much in play. There's not really in play in that, but uh, leading up to the races, we'll have our picks here this week with the Breeders' Cup. So join me and Keith on Thursday, on Friday at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific time for the 5 races on Friday. It's, the juveniles are on Friday. All the 2-year-old races are on Friday. And then those championship older horses on Saturday at 2:45 Eastern, 11:45 Pacific time, leading up to the UFC coverage here. We want you to be with us, give you that early coverage if you want to go over to UFC, but we encourage you to do so. Keith and I will still be there. You can go back and forth if you want. We're running 2 streams simultaneously, and then Keith will head on over and join them, I'm sure, a little bit for maybe, unless we, get him so worn out he needs a nap after that. But we'll have nonetheless our UFC coverage on Saturday here on the Sports Money Network. So we've got a lot of stuff planned for you, and that's going to be awesome actually to be with Keith each every stride and do that horse racing coverage. I'm really looking forward to it. I love the Breeders' Cup. I went to the first Breeders' Cup. It was at Hollywood Park, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and it was really like 40 years ago. So I've been around the horse racing game, and it's at my home track of Del Mar. So well familiar with that track, man, that turf course. A little bit different than the rest of the world, man, the tight turn there at Del Mar. But there's no doubt. We know those Euro turf horses come in, and I'm all about the championship pedigrees. You'll find out when you watch the coverage with me and Keith on Thursday and Friday. So please join us. It's going to be awesome, groundbreaking coverage for us here on our new channel, Sports Money Network. So thank you, everybody, for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, if you want more picks from me today, head on over to the Winnable app, and I've got picks today over there. They'll be loaded up. I don't have my premiums up there just yet. I do have right now some tennis matches. If you're interested, there's live tennis coverage here right now from Paris with the ATP Masters coverage featured tennis action this weekend. We already brought you a winner here today, and I'm trying to bring you home a winner right now with Tsitsipas. This one's tight. I don't know if I can quite get there. They are tied at 1 set apiece right now, and currently matches on serve in the third game with Cerundolo here. But Tsitsipas has, well, let's see here. I think he just took the advantage here. There might need a replay, but good action here if you're watching on Tennis Channel. And I've got 4 more plays up there at the Winnable app. So go check me out. Those are free plays. Sign up for 0 and get tennis plays from me right now if you're interested. And also, I got a paywall back there for my best plays tonight, including my plays in the NFL, NBA, NHL, and more. I'll have more action this weekend. Sign up for just $20 a month, 67 cents a day to get plays from me here at the Winnable app. So appreciate that. Click the QR code and you'll find me over there. Sign up with me. It's really inexpensive, and quite frankly, this is what keeps me coming back on the channel here over at Sport, and the cool guys too. But I'm all about that tout life. I love the challenge of picking winners for you. So you don't have to pick them all. You don't have to play them all. I play high volume if I'm doing my job. It doesn't matter if you play all of them, half of them. I should hit my usual strong percentage, hopefully, and you'll get the plays over there at Winnable. You can also set the notifications there to get them to your phone, let you know when I'm chiming in, usually 1 or 2 hours before the big games. I try to give you the latest line possible here. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. All right, gang, that's going to do it. Thank you to everybody in the chat, and thank you to all who watched here on the Sports Money Network. Sports money is money. And for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Can't escape from the team called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.